name's Hussein Mustafa with UDI Experts. Today we're going to talk about the UDI, which stands for Unique Device Identification. And it basically identifies the company that manufactured the device, and it also identifies the device that's manufactured by that specific manufacturer. So the UDI, as we said, stands for Unique Device Identification, and in this case, we call it right here the Global Trade Item Number, GTIN, and it's 14 digits. So sometimes you'll see it as a GTIN 14. So right here we have 14 digits, and so we'll just go ahead and read it out. 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the last digit's a 4. So we have 14 digits, and we'll go through these digits. The first digit is called a package level indicator. So for example, if I have a box of gloves, and I could say, okay, that package level is 0. Now if I have a case of 10 boxes, we can now raise this number from 0 to 1. That's one example right there. So we're gonna just keep it simple. Let's just talk about a box of gloves. So the package level indicator, the first digit, is 0. And usually for the GTIN 14s, the first digit that identifies the base package starts with a 0. After this, the next digits in red are called the company prefix. These numbers identify the company that manufactured the product or the company that's identified as the labeler. They're responsible for the label for the product. And as I mentioned, these are the red digits here. The company prefix number here is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1. That identifies the company, the manufacturer, or the labeler. After the 1 digit here, we have, this is the 13th digit. It's green and it's 0. This is called the reference item number. This reference item number identifies the device. In this case, we're talking about gloves. So let's just call it the super gloves, for example. Now we're giving it a 0 for that super gloves. If this company has, for example, catheters, they'll change this number to something else. In this case, the catheters, we could put it as 1. So it'll be the same initial digits, the 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, that identifies the company. And then the device, when it changes, this number here, this reference item number changes. So we can have 0 for gloves, we can have a 1 for catheter, we could have 2 for an infusion pump, for example, and on and on. The last digit of the GTIN 14 is called a checksum digit, and it's actually calculated. So this GTIN or UDI is provided by GS1. They're an issuing entity for these UDIs. And the last digit, as we said, is a checksum. So basically it's calculated. So if we put this in a GS1 calculator, the 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, if we put it all the way until the 0, then we put in the calculator, we'll get a 4 for this one, for this example. If we change if we're going from glove to catheter with a 1, this checksum will become a 1 instead of a 4 up top. If we change this device from a catheter to an infusion pump, and we give the infusion pump identification as a 2, this checksum, when we calculate in the GS1 calculator, will become an 8. So this is very, very important. It has a lot of good information in there. It identifies, as we said, the company by the red digits. It identifies the device by the green digit. And then also we have the checksum. And I worked with companies where they actually just put different UDIs for example, if you have a box of gloves and we said this is 0. If you go to the next packaging level and you say a case of 10 boxes, you could actually still use this 0, and all that changes is the packaging level indicator. So for a case, it's gonna go from 0 for the box, and then we could say 1 for the case. So that's gonna change. And then the only thing that changes is the checksum digit, which will you go from 4 to another digit per the calculator. But I had companies, instead of keeping this reference item number for the case of, or for the box of gloves, they just change it, and in reality they're just wasting UDIs, because you could purchase 10 UDIs from GS1 and you could use them all maybe in 3 devices if you're always changing this number to identify the same device but in different packaging hierarchy levels. So that's a quick summary of UDI. If you have any questions, we could be reached at support@udiexperts.com. We're located in the USA. Our number is 1-224-259-9092. Thank you and have a great day.